MG as a brand is the oldest, newest car brand. I mean, they're steeped with heritage, with history, creating cars dating back to the early 1900s for both performance and everyday use, but at the same time, they're pretty much disrupting with the mainstream car culture here in the Philippines. And right now we'll be testing all these amazing vehicles, but we'll be focusing mostly on this bad boy right here, the new MG ZS. So we'll be going a quick media drive, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, so let's go. But before we go, let me just go ahead and introduce you some of my favorite cars from MG. You got the MG3 Hybrid Plus, the hot hybrid hatch that I'm sure you're gonna love. It's really affordable and at the same time very fast and fuel efficient. You got the MG ZS, which is, quite frankly, their most recognizable vehicle due to sales volume. Guys, this is gonna be their volume seller, and I think you know what it is, but there are a couple of changes that they have right there. You got the MG1, their newest compact crossover SUV that's turbocharged and at the same time quite sporty but still very versatile and functional. And the big boy, MG G50 Plus, their 7-seater MPV that's steeping with both premium amenities but at the same time an affordable price tag. All right, so we're here at the usual halfway point of our other media drives here at Lakeshore in Pampanga. I want to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what these cars from MG have in store. This one right here, the MG G50 Plus, and the G50 Plus, of course, has a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine that can seat 7 people. But one thing you might not know about the G50 Plus is that it's got a new wet type dual clutch transmission, making it a lot smoother, especially going down the road. I mean, this is actually the car that I drove all the way here instead of the MG ZS, which we'll be checking out later on. And I can't believe how smooth it is. There are 4 of us inside the car, and it was just an absolute dream to drive. It was so smooth. In fact, even if I was in traffic, I could barely even feel those judders that you usually see in dual clutch transmissions. This one right here, the MG ZS, of course, a 1.5-liter naturally aspirated engine. The previous model had a usual 4-speed automatic transmission, and it's even more improved this time around with a CVT. That's right. I've been told that it drives actually a lot smoother than it was last time, but because of a CVT, it's now more fuel efficient and puts the power down to the front wheels even more efficiently than a 4-speed automatic can do. And guys, this red paint here, I see red, I like red. Anyway, now what we got right here is of course, the MG3 Hybrid Plus. The MG3 Hybrid Plus is MG's first hybrid here in the Philippines, and I mean, look at it. It just looks so aggressive. It looks so mean right here in front, which actually belies its small stature. It looks like a small bulldog in my opinion, and I've been told by Kent, he actually drove this all the way here, that it drives so fast. They actually tried it within the speed limit to go from 0 to 100, and yeah, it was just something else going down the road. Although I might be a little bit more apprehensive sitting inside of this one, but I will be checking out the space later on. Of course, the MG1 is another 1.5-liter turbocharged crossover that they got right here, but as you can see, it's nowhere to be found. It is all the way out there right now. So anyway, we'll do a quick driver change and we'll see how it goes. I'll be sitting in the passenger seat of the MG G50. I'll be reporting back to you how it feels like. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the MG G50. If this looks pretty familiar, it's because it is. It used to be under a different brand name, still under MG, still under SAIC, but MG has now taken over and given it some new toys to play with. So let's start with the engine. The engine is still the same 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. It still gives good power and good fuel economy, but what has changed mostly is that they've reworked the transmission. It still has a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, but this time it's now the wet type. That's right. Everything's better when it's wet, right? That's what she says. But anyway, we've got some new driving dynamics here. It's now smoother. It's now the power goes to the front wheels even more efficiently than before, which is something that I do appreciate. Now, when it comes to safety features, it still has the same safety features. No adaptive cruise control, no advanced driver assist systems, but take a look at the seats in the back. You've got leather captain seats. Yeah, and they're one of the most spacious seats that I've ever been in this class. I mean, if you're worried about space, I was actually worried about riding in the back just a few moments ago because one of my media friends was here, and I wanted to make sure that both of us are comfortable in the back. But as it turns out, yeah, it's pretty spacious for both leg room and the feet, and most especially headroom. You could definitely fit at least 3 of myself in the back. Even though those are captain seats, you can still fit 3 of me. Yeah. And on the third row seats, yeah, you got your typical bench seats, and I do fit them quite nicely. I'm pretty happy with how MG Philippines has implemented and improved on the MG G50 this way, and I'm sure you guys will like it too. Right, so finally we are behind the wheel of the MG3. This is the Hybrid Plus variant, which means this is the top of the line variant, and it is obviously a hybrid. Under the hood you've got an Atkinson cycle engine mated to a small electric motor that, but it may be small, but it makes 194 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. If you ask me what that sounds like or that it feels like, oh, no, it's starting to warn me to stop whatever the hell I'm doing. But yes, it is a barrel full of monkeys fun for not so much money. So yes, what can I say about this car? This is just going to be MG's next big thing, if you ask me. I mean, definitely this is something you have to try out. So far, despite driving like a maniac behind the wheel, you're still getting around 25 to 26 kilometers per liter, and that's on the highway. But again, we're not trying to be economical or fuel efficient, just driving like normal speed demons within the speed limit. So we've gotten a taste of some of MG's amazing vehicles, the MG1, MG3 Hybrid Plus, and of course the MG G50. But we are here, as I've told you, we're here for this bad boy, the MG ZS. For starters, the MG ZS has always been a great value for anyone looking for a small, compact SUV. And I mean, it's gotten even better by omitting all these weird chrome trims and replacing it with piano black, making it a lot sportier. You got the same look from the MG ZS as before, but now it's in the regular and vanilla MG ZS, but there's nothing vanilla about how this looks. You got 17-inch alloy wheels, you got those tomahawk looking alloy wheels as well, roof rail, a panoramic sunroof, 360-degree camera system, and all the safety features that you want that are, you know, and the cars that you want but have a more expensive price tag, and you can find it here in the MG ZS. All around this, it just oozes with, you know, SUV style, which everyone is looking for, and I kind of really dig this one. So again, apart from the piano black and full LED headlamp implementation, nothing much has changed right here except for those tomahawk wheels that I told you about, and of course the red calipers. This usually be exclusive in the MG ZST, but now it's in the MG ZS. I like how blacked out everything is. The minimal implementation of chrome trims all around is a nice touch, and you got a black plastic cladding all around as well. High ground clearance, that's what a lot of SUV owners are looking for, and you can find it right here. The overall shape of the MG ZS kind of evokes, again, an SUV styling, but at the same time youthful and sporty at the same time. You got these simple haunches on the side here on the rear fender, giving it a muscular appearance. But hey, I definitely wouldn't be kicking this out of bed, especially with how this looks. Even how many years down the line, it still looks fresh and youthful. Now right here in the back, it again gets most of the design details from the MG ZST, like these interesting looking LED tail lamps, and unfortunately these two faux exhaust ports as well. But you do have some nice trims here. It really looks great, especially when going down the road. You don't have much of a spoiler on top here. I think MG could use giving this some sort of sport variant, giving it even more boy racer looks. But one of the MG ZS's nice party tricks is the door handle is actually integrated with the logo, giving you access to all this space here. And yeah, nothing much to complain about the MG ZS. On the outside, it looks really great. So let's take this out for a spin. I'm also going to tell you more about how it looks in the inside, and let's go. I mean, you've got a complete set of amenities here. You got leather seats, you got this huge touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a nice shifter. Everything feels really tight, really nice inside, and the drive is really good. You got a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated engine that still makes 115 horsepower and 150 Newton meters of torque, but the difference is, while the previous generation, the previous model, had a typical 4-speed automatic transmission, this one has a completely revamped continuously variable transmission, or a CVT. And what that does is that it changes the entire driving dynamic altogether. You don't get any shift shock. The shifts, I mean, the feel of how it drives becomes a lot smoother, and acceleration, believe it or not, is actually a lot better than what we had in the 4-speed automatic. And I'm starting to be a believer of this one. I know a lot of people are thinking, yeah, CVTs are not the way to go, but hey, I'm telling you guys, CVT, as long as it's mated well to a good engine, you got nothing to worry about. Right, so price-wise, the MG ZS still remains a great value. It starts at 848,888 pesos for the variant with a manual transmission. That's right, man, you can get a 1.5 liter SUV with a manual for just a little bit over 800,000. That is insane. And you can get an automatic for just 898,888. But again, getting the option to get a manual transmission in this one is amazing in my book. Right, if you want to get the full fat version, this one right here, this is only available at 1,088,888 pesos, which again, in my opinion, I mean, you could do a lot worse for that price. I mean, look at this. The interior is just top-notch, very sporty. I love these red accents. We first saw these accents in the MG ZS-T, the turbocharged variant. But I've got to say, just having a naturally aspirated engine is enough for this car. I like it. So that's been our drive to Subic using MG's amazing vehicles. My favorites, of course, are these two right here, the MG ZS, because of its simplicity, value, and of course, its nice stature. And this one here, the MG G50 Hybrid Plus, because of its overall performance and what it can offer at its price. If you're curious about what the price of these cars are, and for all of the other MG vehicles, check out the description box below. While you're at it, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification icon, and leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about MG's vehicles. It's been Roy Roberts from Zigwheels.Ph. I will see you guys next time.